Hi everybody, my name is Jeff. I'm with Gibbsville Implement in Waldo, Wisconsin. Today I'm standing here next to a JCB 215T track loader. We have this machine sold to a customer. We just got it out of the shop. It's prepped, it's ready to go. And I just thought it maybe could be a good time now to give a walk around of it, show you a little bit how it's equipped, and we'll get inside the cabin a little bit and I'll show you the new cab layout and what that looks like as well. So let me turn the camera around and we'll get to it. All right, so here we go. So it's a JCB 215T. It's the smaller machine in their track loader lineup. Small but capable, right? 2,100 pound rated operating capacity, 12.5-inch wide tracks. The machine is 66 inches from outside to outside, so we right now have it paired with a 72-inch bucket, I believe, so it works decent on there. You could get by with a little smaller if your application required that. So obviously it's got the JCB side door entry, single boom. It's safe, it's convenient, it's awesome, and that's something that if you ever operated or got in and out of a machine, boy, you would appreciate right away. This is an Ager series, so the Ager series has a few things on it that I can try to highlight and point out. It's got LED lights front and rear. You see there's a radio antenna, so we'll get inside the cab here in a little bit and I'll show you that. It's, like I said, 12.5-inch wide tracks. Let's see here. Towards the front of the machine, you do have the bucket connect and disconnect from inside the cab, quick attach feature. You do have the 215Ts, they come standard with high flow. High flow is, I believe, 30.4 gallons per minute. To the auxiliaries, you do have a pressure return or return to sump, as well as a 14-pin control harness or electrical hookup for your attachments. One of the neat things on the JCB, it's a radial as well as vertical lift. I'll try to point that out to you here. So the boom pivots off the bottom as well as this top pin. When you first get in the machine and when you first start to raise the boom, it only pivots off of this pin. So that actually gives you then the radial, that extra reach that you would have with a radial lift boom. So as you get further up with your boom, as it goes up, it starts pivoting off of this pin. So this here weldment starts to go forward. And then that gives you that extra reach that you would have with your vertical lift type booms, right? So it actually has kind of the best of both worlds. The guy that doesn't like the vertical lift because he doesn't have enough reach at eye level with the operator, or the guy that wants the vertical lift because he's filling a TMR or a larger truck or whatnot, and he wants that extra reach to get to the middle of the hopper. This gives you kind of the best of both. It's kind of neat. So let me just open the rear door. Before I do that, there's their backup camera on all the new JCBs. Now they do come standard with a backup camera. This Ager series as well has a reversing fan, so you can set that. You can turn it on, you can turn it off, or you can set the interval in which it cleans out your radiator. So we're not going to get into everything back here, but kind of gives you a little bit of an understanding of what the layout is for your fuel filters, your engine oil fill or check and fill, your air cleaner. You have your battery disconnect for safety and security purposes. You do have a plug or charging. I'm sorry, a terminal. There we go. Terminal for your battery as well for quick access. This shows your hydrostatic oil level. This is a 74 horsepower JCB by Kohler engine. You do have a backup alarm right there as well. So yeah, I'll show you now. We'll actually hop into the machine and I'll start it up and I'll show you what the buttons and kind of the screen layout and whatnot. So one thing on these JCBs that I've definitely noticed is how tight the cab seal, and it's quiet. It definitely reduces engine noise, but it keeps it clean and keeps the dust out. And it's a very comfortable cab. So the Ager series, like this particular machine, has a cloth air suspension seat. You adjust that with this button down here. It actually also is heated. Inside the cab from the side, you can kind of see what the pillars look like, and the controls. We'll get into that in a little bit more. But you'll also I just wanted to point out, how easy it is to get in this machine. You don't have to crawl over a bucket. You don't have to go over the top of that boom or that frame threshold, which is hard. That large step that some machines have, some brands have. So easy to close the door, easy to get in and out with your boom up. A huge selling point or huge feature of this. So when you get into a JCB, you do have the side control armrest that you need to put down, as well as your lap bar. So and just kind of a look. You have no cage, so your visibility is pretty awesome in this machine. Single boom, it's pretty outstanding. I'm going to start it up so I can kind of show you what the screen layout looks like. Alright, we'll start up here. So this is the new style screen that they put in all the machines. We can show your backup camera by hitting this button right there. There's your backup camera. Alright. Just generally go back to home. I don't want to show you the regular screen look and layout. So this machine does have ISO as well as H pattern controls. So in the old days you'd have called ISO pilots, or still kind of do maybe I suppose, but ISO/pilot controls, where one side does your boom functions, the other side does your drive function. It also has a H pattern, so you can go from ISO to H pattern. H pattern in the old days again was called like case controls or H pattern controls, where it's your drive is controlled by going forward and reverse on each side, and then your boom function is on one side and your bucket function is on the other. So right now I have it set in ISO, and I'll just go down to the pillar here and explain to you what some more of these buttons do. You have your lights, you have your boom SRS, ride control, boom suspension, bucket leveling. These two here across one another, number 7 and number 8 are your boom bucket lock and bucket unlock feature. This here one, you can disable your boom functions and bucket functions, but still have your drive enabled. That's a safety. I'm sure there's some application where that's handy. This is your park lock, press to operate. Every time you get in the machine, you do have to press that. We'll come back to this one in a bit. This here enables your auxiliary hydraulics. We talked about this one. This is already talked about this one already. That's your bucket unlock. This is your high flow. So I think I said that already. The machine has high flow on it standard. Any track machine does 30.4 gallons per minute to the auxiliaries. You can turn it on, you can turn it off. And then this here is your reversing fan. It disables your reversing fan, like we mentioned earlier. Excuse me. So getting back to this one here, that's your operator preference. So it corresponds right here with that. I can set 1, 2, 3, or 4. I have 4 different options to pick from. I can go in here and select and change and tailor exactly how I want it to operate in each of the 4, right? So you have like max forward, max reverse, speed, acceleration, power management. So you can just tailor the machine to operate like exactly you want. And so maybe I like to operate it in 1, but the other guy always likes to run it in 2. Well, that's very easy to select, right? And so to get out of that screen, I can press home or I can press back. And again, if I want to change that, it's just as easy as pressing that little button right there. On the left side, you have a radio. It's Bluetooth, pretty sweet, nice radio. You do have your cab heat, air conditioning buttons. In the front middle, you have your windshield wiper. And then your controls, right? So for your operator controls, the right side controls all your boom functions when it's in pilot mode. You do also have your boom flotation button here, as well as your auxiliary hydraulic buttons. On the left side, this obviously controls your forward, reverse, left, right. You do have your 2-speed control, as well as your snail control. Snail, not a lot of people know about that. So now I'll go ahead and press that button. I'll show you here on the screen what happens. So right now in snail mode, and it's at 13%. I can change that percentage by going back over here, this here button right here. So now it's 12, right? Or I can push it up and it's 13 or whatever. You can set what you want. And so what that does, so I'm going to just lift the boom just a little bit. So I'm in snail right now. I just pushed the lever the whole way forward, and you can see that I am just creeping along. That's a really neat feature for certain applications, certain attachments. It's I'm standard on the 215T. So now if I just want to go back to turtle, I just go ahead and hit my button there, and I got it back in the low range. So yeah, that is just a really quick down and dirty run around of the 215T. It is a smooth operating. It's quiet inside the cab. It's a nice size machine for just general purpose work. Visibility in here is great. It's backed by a great warranty, and something else that JCB has is 5 years standard live link, which allows me to, or you as well, to remotely monitor your machine. You know exactly where it is. You know exactly what temperature, what RPM it's running at. You can set service schedules and notifications. It is a very neat feature that they include on every machine, free for 5 years. So yeah, my name is Jeff. I'm with Gibbsville Implement from Waldo, Wisconsin. There is our name and our phone number, 920-528-1436. If there's anything I can help you with, if you have any questions, please reach out. Thanks a lot.